I've been hearing so many conflicting opinions lately about all these trendy diets. Some people swear they're the best thing ever, while others say they'll wreck your body in the long run. It's kind of amazing how something as seemingly simple as eat this, not that, can spark heated debates across social media and family dinner tables alike. One minute, you've got an expert touting a new meal plan as revolutionary, and the next, someone else is coming forward with studies claiming it does more harm than good. Now here's the burning question. Are some of these diets actually sabotaging our metabolism in ways we don't even realize? If you've ever felt uncertain about your eating plan or wondered why you're not losing weight, despite following the latest diet craze, you'll want to stay tuned. I promise it's going to be really interesting, and by the end of this, you might just rethink everything you thought you knew about what's truly healthy. So don't go anywhere, guys, because we're going to expose 5 popular diets that might secretly be messing with your metabolism. By the way, before we jump in, if you're enjoying this conversation so far, definitely check out the rest of my channel for more health and lifestyle content. Feel free to subscribe, give this video a like, and share it with anyone who might also be scratching their heads about these ever-shifting diet trends. Your support helps keep us creating more interesting topics for you, so thank you in advance. First, let's explore one of the biggest culprits in confusing the human metabolism: extreme low-carb diets that promise quick results. You've probably heard about various versions of them: keto, Atkins, you name it. Now, I'm not here to say that all low-carb diets are evil. In fact, many people do see rapid weight loss in the early stages. However, I really like it when science helps us see the full picture. One potential downside of drastically cutting carbs is that your body might not get enough of the fibers, vitamins, and minerals you'd otherwise consume in a more balanced approach. This can lead to gut imbalances, mood swings, and in some cases a slowed metabolism over time because your body adapts to this restricted state. You might drop weight quickly in the first couple of weeks, but then your metabolism decides it's time to conserve resources. When I was a kid, I often heard that carbs were the devil, but in reality, the type of carb and the portion size matter. Refined sugars and processed grains can cause problems, sure, but whole grains, fresh fruits, and veggies can be a wonderful source of steady energy. The tricky part is that many people overlook the distinction, going for an extremely restrictive approach, which can backfire if you're not careful about nutrient intake. So, while low-carb might be the magic bullet for some, you've got to watch out for that metabolism sabotage factor if you're adopting it in a very extreme way. Now, moving on to another trend that's been popping up all over Instagram: juice cleanses and detox diets. It's kind of funny how everything labeled cleanse sounds healthy at first glance. Who doesn't love fresh fruits and veggies, right? But here's the thing, guys. A lot of juice-based diets drastically lower your protein intake and can spike your sugar consumption if you're juicing mostly fruits. The result? You might lose a bit of water weight, but your body's missing out on essential amino acids that help keep your metabolism rolling steadily. Protein is crucial for muscle maintenance, and muscle mass is a key factor in a healthy metabolic rate. Strip that away, and your body has a harder time burning calories at rest. Even though I absolutely love fresh fruit juices, especially those bright green ones that pack in a lot of kale and spinach, it's important to remember that a sustained, all-juice diet might do you more harm than good if you rely on it for long stretches. It's perfectly fine to drink a nutrient-dense smoothie or juice as part of a balanced diet, but pinning all your hopes on a cleanse that only includes liquid meals could be quietly undermining your metabolism. The third diet that might be undermining your metabolic health is the ever-popular eat-all-the-fat-you-want approach, which sometimes shows up in variations of low-carb or ketogenic regimens but can stand on its own as well. I get it. Fats are no longer the villain they were once painted to be in the 80s and 90s. In fact, some fats, like avocados, nuts, and seeds, are fantastic for heart health and can help you feel fuller longer. But the problem arises when people interpret healthy fats as limitless fats. Consuming high levels of certain saturated fats, think processed meats, loads of butter, or excessive amounts of cheese, can lead to increased inflammation over time, which can, in turn, slow down your body's ability to effectively burn calories. Really like it when we focus on healthy fats in moderation, because that can indeed be beneficial. But let's not forget that any excessive intake, whether from carbs, fats, or proteins, can put stress on the body. Our metabolism thrives on balanced nourishment. Overloading it with any one macronutrient can trigger hormonal imbalances, mess with digestion, and eventually lead to weight gain if we're not mindful. We might think we're doing our metabolism a favor by replacing carbs with a mountain of bacon, but in reality that might not be the best strategy for long-term metabolic support. So, Let's consider another trendy path that can inadvertently slow our engines: skipping breakfast or adopting the one-meal-a-day lifestyle without proper planning. Intermittent fasting has been a major talking point in the health world for a few years now, and for some people it really works wonders. But if you're just casually skipping meals in the hopes of losing weight, without ensuring adequate nutrient intake in the meals you do eat, your metabolism might slump. This is because your body begins to sense a state of scarcity, prompting it to hold on to calories rather than burn them off. I totally remember how, when I was younger, I'd skip breakfast just because I'd wake up late or rush out the door thinking I was saving calories. Later on, I would get these crazy sugar cravings and find myself reaching for less than ideal snacks to fill the hunger void. The idea of giving your system a break between meals can be a good thing, but you have to be strategic about it. Make sure that when you do eat, you're giving your body quality nourishment, proteins, healthy fats, and fiber-rich carbohydrates, so your metabolism has something to work with. Now, here's a big one: the super low-calorie crash diets that are all about fast results. We've all seen those headlines promising you'll drop a dress size in just a few days. It's so tempting. You think, maybe this is the secret to jump-starting my weight loss. However, these crash diets can be quite harmful, because when you slash your calorie intake too low, your body flips on its survival switch. The metabolism slows down to conserve every precious calorie it can, and you may end up burning fewer calories than ever before. It's like the body is thinking, uh-oh, famine is here. Let's store whatever we can. This can lead to a cycle of yo-yo dieting, where you lose some weight initially, but gain it back once you return to normal eating patterns. And of course, that can be downright frustrating, making it seem like nothing works. I absolutely love discovering new recipes and methods to keep meals interesting, but I've learned over time that a long-term plan focused on gradual, sustainable changes is far kinder to our metabolism than any crash diet promising miraculous transformations in a week. While we're on the subject, let's dive into a related and delicious topic: garlic. You've probably heard that garlic has all kinds of healing properties, from supporting the immune system to providing anti-inflammatory benefits. Personally, I really like it when I cook with garlic because it adds so much flavor, and it's comforting to know there might be extra health perks. Research shows that garlic contains compounds like allicin, which could potentially help balance blood sugar levels, improve cholesterol, and possibly give a small boost to metabolism. If you're taking on any of these restrictive diets that limit entire food groups, you might miss out on beneficial foods like garlic if your plan doesn't encourage its use. After all, some extremely restrictive or bland diets tell you to only eat boiled meals or super plain ingredients. But I always say flavor is important for both our taste buds and our mindset. Garlic has been a staple in so many international cuisines for centuries, so it's worth remembering that simple, whole ingredients like this can be a powerful addition to a balanced meal plan. So the next time you're sautéing veggies or whipping up a marinade, don't be shy about adding a clove or two. We want to embrace those small but mighty steps toward real, long-lasting metabolic health. By the way, if you're finding this discussion helpful and you'd like to continue exploring ways to optimize your diet and metabolism, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I post regularly, covering everything from ingredient spotlights like garlic to lifestyle tips that help you feel your best. There's always something new to learn or some myth to bust, so stick around for more. Now let's recap why these 5 diets: ultra-low-carb regimes, juice cleanses, high-fat free-for-alls, unstructured intermittent fasting, and crash diets can quietly sabotage your metabolism. It boils down to balance, sustainability, and nutrients. While each diet may have its initial perks or impressive short-term results, they can backfire if they're too extreme or ignore essential nutrients. Your metabolism isn't just about calorie math. It's intricately linked to hormones, muscle, mass, gut health, and your overall energy needs. Cut out too many carbs without replacing them with nutrient-dense alternatives, and your system may stall. Live on juice without proper protein and fiber, and you might lose muscle, slowing your calorie-burning capacity. Consume endless amounts of certain fats, and you could create inflammation that leaves your metabolism sluggish. Skip meals haphazardly, and the body doesn't trust you to feed it. Thus, it holds on to every calorie. Slash your total daily intake to an ultra-low number, and your metabolism decides to conserve energy rather than speed up. In short, extremes often come with sneaky downsides. I've learned that the diets that really stand the test of time are usually the ones that encourage moderation, a variety of food groups, and a mindful approach to eating. We can't forget that food is deeply cultural and social. A diet that makes you miserable or restricts your life so heavily might not be sustainable, no matter how healthy it appears on the surface. And, as we mentioned, healthy flavor enhancers like garlic can be amazing assets, bringing not just taste, but also potentially beneficial compounds that support overall wellness. Let's remember that healthy eating doesn't have to be bland or joyless. In fact, adding ingredients like herbs, spices, and garlic can keep your meals exciting, so you're less tempted to revert to old habits or give up out of boredom. So, where do we go from here if we want a healthy metabolism? The key is to listen to your body, work with a balanced approach, and consider all nutrients as part of the big picture. Carbs aren't the enemy if you choose wholesome sources and stay mindful of portion sizes. Fats can be your friend if you stick to healthier options like avocados, nuts, seeds, or olive oil, and don't overdo it on saturated versions. Protein is non-negotiable for maintaining muscle mass and metabolic rate, so no matter how you time your meals, make sure you're getting enough. And let's not forget micronutrients from fruits, veggies, and yes, flavorful foods like garlic that can offer you vitamins, minerals, and powerful plant compounds. Whatever strategy you decide to follow, whether it's a gentle form of intermittent fasting or a balanced plant-based diet, make sure you're giving your body the quality fuel it needs to keep metabolism humming along. It might take a little trial and error, but you'll learn what makes you feel your best in the long run. Before we wrap this up, I want to invite you again to check out more of my content if you haven't already. I've got a bunch of videos on mindful eating, lifestyle hacks, and ways to maximize nutrition without falling for extremes. There's a lot of noise out there about what's right or wrong to eat, so think of this channel as your friendly guide to cutting through the chaos. Hitting that like button and subscribing also tells me you find these topics useful, which motivates me to keep them coming. Let's take a moment to sum everything up. We started off talking about the confusion around trendy diets, how some folks claim they're the answer to all your weight loss prayers, while others warn you about the metabolic pitfalls. We touched on 5 specific diets that might quietly sabotage your metabolism if not done carefully: ultra-low carb, juice cleanses, high-fat extremes, unstructured fasting, and crash diets. Then we brought up garlic, this humble kitchen hero, that might actually offer a gentle boost to metabolism and overall health, reminding us that balanced, flavorful eating can be a real game changer. Ultimately, our bodies are complex, and if we push them too hard in one direction, they tend to push back, often in the form of stalled weight loss or even weight gain. The best approach is one that respects your body's need for a variety of nutrients and keeps things interesting with foods you actually enjoy. After all, who wants to live a life where you can't ever have some carbs or a delicious garlicky sauce on your vegetables? So here's my final thought. What if the real key to a healthy metabolism isn't found in the latest fad, but in your own balanced experimentation and willingness to enjoy wholesome foods without overdoing it? I would absolutely love to hear your opinion, so let me know in the comments if you've ever tried one of these diets and how it affected you. Did you notice any difference in your energy levels or weight? And if you're someone who loves garlic, as much as I do share your favorite garlic-based recipe or dish, I'm always looking for new ideas to spice up my meals. Thank you so much for sticking with me until the end. I hope you found this discussion enlightening, and maybe it even saved you from metabolic mischief in the future. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you'll never miss any new content. Until next time, remember to be kind to your body, enjoy your meals, and stay curious. I'll catch you in the next video.